No, not that one.
Questions for Coach?
What you got, guys?
What phase of camp are you at this point? Are you transitioned to South Carolina?
We have, yeah. Today was basically a bonus Tuesday. So a lot of run play action. We had some look squad work. We had some good on good work. So it was a good mix today.
How do you wrap things up over the last week and a half here you have?
Yeah, so this whole week is about presenting a bonus game week to the team. So you're working on South Carolina. You're still competing a little bit, but you're showing them, what our Tuesday practice looks like, what a Wednesday looks like, what a Thursday looks like, what a Friday looks like. And then we also have just a large pregame situational day where it's everything that we do prior to kickoff and everything that could come up in the game that we could possibly squeeze in 2 hours. Onside kicks and kick after a safety and just all the different situations. We try. That's what this week is really about for us.
We saw Terry walk around his boot before we went out to practice today. How limited is he right now? Do you expect?
Well, today he didn't do anything. He's been in and out of that boot a little bit. They're treating him, and I think he's day to day. He's had some good work this camp. I wish he'd had a few better days, and hopefully that can happen here, over the next couple. But so we'll see.
Is the work Marcellus Hawkins did in the spring and what he's done now alleviate some of those worries about who running back going to be?
It's a pretty deep room. Obviously Terrion's talented, and we want him healthy and running the ball for us as well. But between Hawkins and PJ Prelo, Coney, Bennett, there's some guys that are doing a nice job. T. Mason's had some good moments in camp. So, we're still trying to figure out that final three. So some of that was, making sure they get the carries they need today and things like that.
Hawkins seems to come up a lot. We talk to coaches. He's slimmed down this offseason. What's he look like so far out there?
Yeah, I think he looks like he gained a step. He's got a pretty good, well-rounded skill set. He can cut, he can run tough, he can run fast, pass pro pretty good. He's, I think he's leaning up, he's healthier, he feels pretty good. One of his best qualities is he's just a high-energy guy. He brings it every day, very positive. Whether it's on special teams or offense, he just brings a great attitude.
He did not play a lot last year. His big year was 23. How did he get on your radar? You don't see a lot of guys go D2 to power 4.
Yeah, honestly, it's just evaluating all the film, and then talking to people about 2 years ago, about last year, and the things that happened, and then meeting him and being around him and his family, the type of young man he is, and that positive attitude, and he's a go-getter, he's determined, he's just got a lot of good traits that say this guy's going to reach his potential when he gets here. And he still was very raw, which has good and bad qualities to it.
Looks like you got a little bit of frame of facial. Does that kind of help with low center of gravity and coach being able to teach him how to break tackles?
Yeah, he's got a great build. He really does. I love the way he's built.
Coach, mostly a new group of captains this year. What have you seen in terms of their growth as leaders this offseason?
Yeah, it's interesting. That in itself was a good competition. We had some great candidates. I don't know that we've had the competition and the vote getters that we've had, that we had this year.
Is that decided by the team or by the coaches?
I think about the team and these young men. They're just there's more of them that are putting their best foot forward and wanting to lead and doing it the right way. So I'm happy and proud for those guys. It's a heck of an honor. All the players had a vote, all the coaches had a vote. To be voted a captain by your peers and your coaching staff, it's something to feel pretty good about.
Is that a deal where those are the top vote getters total, or do you take 2 for defense, 2 offense, 1 special teams? How's that whole thing work?
Yeah, the guys pick defensively, they pick offensively, then they pick special teams.
Isaiah Cash, a guy who is coming off a pretty good year at St. Houston State, comes to you guys. What have you liked from him, and so many guys back in that room. How does he kind of differentiate himself?
Honestly, he's done a great job being versatile. He's lined up at corner, he's lined up at 2 safety spots, and he's lined up at nickel. He is a smart guy that's playing all those positions. He's experienced. He's got a lot of quality snaps under his belt. He's got a good build on him, good instincts. He's not going to go out there and blow you away in summer conditioning and testing, but when you put the pads on, he elevates.
What have you seen in that safety room now that you've had a full fall camp with them, and who's kind of shaking themselves out at the top of that group?
Yeah, obviously Quentin Reddish. He started out pretty solid, but amped it up here the last couple of mini camps. I think he's taken a step. I think Flowers, a model of consistency for us. Made some plays the last couple of mini camps. I think Jordan Bass is coming. He's improving all the time. He hasn't had a lot of snaps there yet, but he's got some experience from high school. I think there's the competition at that position is exactly what we need. We haven't had that, and Cash is playing there. IBM jumps inside some. I think all those guys have. I think Christian Ellis. He was kind of back and forth with a minor injury, but he's trying to hit his stride right now. He's a guy that's got some corner qualities, but he's playing safety. So I think Coach Cephas has a good plan of spotting these guys in certain situations that makes sense for their skill set.
Do you think Bass is a guy who could potentially avoid a redshirt this year, especially with this position transition?
I think so. He's coming off of surgery. He's been fully cleared. He's had a good camp. A surgery that he had before he got here, but he's still learning it. But he's done enough that the conversation certainly is happening. Like, can we afford to redshirt him? Do you want to redshirt? Let's have some conversations and see what's best.
Last time we talked to you, were concerned maybe the Wiggins thing could be a little bit longer term. Do you think any clarity on whether he'll be out there?
I don't know that we'd have him for the first week, but man, his progress has been awesome. He's really coming.
What about Meadows? He was improved last time we saw him.
Yeah, Meadows I think is in good shape. I'm pleased with the progress we're making there. And he's one of those tough guys, and he's a lineman. I mean, it was a minor deal. I think he's in pretty good place.
You guys have had a couple opportunities in scrimmages now to see Pop and Garrett go at it. What stood out to you about just that competition, how it's progressed?
First of all, Pop's improved. He's making better decisions. He's still making Pop-type plays, in a positive way. He's made some nice plays running the ball. He's cut down on his mistakes, and we brought a lot at him because that was his issue a little bit last year. When the pressure was coming, it wasn't great. So he's improved in that area. But I think Garrett, every practice, Garrett does something with his arm talent that you go, man, whew, really nice throw. He's still coming in the offense. He was clearly behind and didn't have the spring snaps to benefit from. But I think that's, right now Pop's slightly ahead of him, but that thing's going to continue to be a competition, each and every week.
Just to put a bit on that, Takai was out there dressed but wasn't going through any of the routes on air. Also, didn't see Brody Adams. Update on both those guys.
Yeah, Brody was in the training room. Takai's got a minor tweak that we're just kind of sitting him down. He had a great camp. So, to me this week is also like, hey, let's get these guys to game week. If somebody's nursing something and haven't been able to get over it, let's get them to game week. And so we got a little bit of that going on.
What's your second string O-line? What's that depth looking like? You mentioned Muskrat, Meadows.
Those are key guys to it. Yeah. Those two guys are experienced. Muskrat's a 6-year guy. We know what Brody Meadows brings. He's played a ton of snaps here. Then we got a bunch of redshirt freshmen and Hannes Hammer that are getting better. They're just not where those guys are yet. But, you know, I just challenged them today. Keep getting better every week. Let's see where you can get, you know. It's a good group and a talented group. They're just young.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.